Hi everyone and welcome to Unit Review. We're your hosts, Jack
and Dan.
Today we're going to be talking about a little model that I really enjoy.
Love this unit,
The Lokhust Lord.
Yes.
I think I'm pronouncing that one spot on.
Yes.
But it is a very good unit that ties into a couple of other units that are really good. So let's just dive straight in, Dan. What is the stat block?
It's got a movement of 8, toughness of 6, 3 up save and a 4 up invuln.
Mm-hmm.
It's got 6 wounds,
Nice.
leadership of 6 and OC of 2.
Yes.
So it's decent.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Did you mention the invulnerable save as well?
Yeah, 4 up invuln is always
So
tasty.
good.
Yeah.
So good, especially with this unit. Now, he doesn't give the unit 4 up invuln, but him having it saves him against those precision ones that can come in later on.
Yes.
Like the stratagems, so that's really nice to have.
It is. A good players that play against Necrons a lot have got used to sniping our characters out, and he's not easy, as you say, he's not easy to get at.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Spot on. Well, the unit composition side of things then. So he is obviously one model by himself.
No surprises
there. No surprises, absolutely. He costs 80 points, which isn't too bad for a little character guy.
He's good value.
He's very good value. And basically, this unit can either be equipped with the Lord's Blade, which is a class name, or the Staff of Light, which gives you some extra shooting. This unit can be equipped with one of the, not enhancements, but kind of wargear as well, which is one Nano Scarab Amulet, which gives you a 5-up Feel No Pain, which again makes him more tanky, or one Resurrection Orb, which allows you to reanimate D6 wounds at the end of any phase.
Yes, we'll come on to that later, but there's one of those that's a lot more popular than the other, I think, isn't
I
it?
think so. And I mean, I think both of them have play, but I think one of them definitely outweighs the other one, which we'll get onto later. But keywords, Dan, you want to talk through that?
He's got the Necrons keyword, Destroyer Cult,
Nice.
Lokhust Lord. He's also got mounted keyword. He's a character. And he's got our favourite keyword, fly.
Fly, love keyword. Yeah. Love the fly keyword, me. But no, actually, to be fair, I do love the Destroyer Cult one. I think that's, for me, I just love the Annihilation Legion and Necrons. So having the Destroyer Cult in there, I just want more of them units. Because I love my flayed ones, as everyone knows out there. But I want more of them. Weapons, though. So again, this guy has the Staff of Light. So this is a ranged attack. It is 18 inches. Has 3 attacks. Hitting on 2s, strength 5, minus 2 AP, and 1 damage.
It's all right.
It's all right. You know, you're not really bringing them for that. I personally prefer the Lord's Blade. And this guy basically does devastating wounds, which is unreal.
Yeah.
Hitting 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 8, minus 3 AP, and 2 damage. It's just really good. That one's really nice. And then just to finish it off, the melee profile of the Staff of Light has 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 5, minus 2, and 1 damage. So realistically, both of them have a bit of play. I don't know what you use more, but for me, I just use the Lord's Blade. I think I don't have a lot of melee profiles in this unit, so having that clapback's really nice.
The units that he's leading have very little melee punch, so it's nice to stick a bit in there just to surprise your opponent sometimes, isn't it?
It's so good. But yeah, perfect. They're the weapons, Dan. What about the abilities?
So he's got Destroyer Cult ability. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes a range attack, a successful unmodified hit roll of 5+ scores a critical hit, and that is good. Because you'll come on to why when you look at who he's paired with, but that is powerful.
Absolutely unreal.
Yeah. But that's not all. He's also got, I love the name of this one as well, Driven by Hatred.
Yeah, it's just so good.
I know how you feel, Lokhust Lord. Each time this model makes an attack that targets an enemy unit that is below half strength, you can re-roll the hit roll and you can re-roll the wound roll, which is really tasty.
See, it's really good. Those two abilities combined. This is probably the better abilities I've seen on a character that's called. That's just for 80 points.
If he's leading a unit that benefits from critical hits on 5s and you can fish for 5s, that's awesome.
It's so good.
It's so very, very powerful.
And I think the units that he does lead, both of them benefit from it.
Yeah.
Both of them have at least, again, obviously they both got lethals because it's the
Lethals
Lokhust.
or sustained, yeah.
We're going more on how to play them in a second. Jumping ahead myself because I'm just so excited because, I love fielding this unit.
Yeah.
I've got 3 of these bad boys.
Same here.
Lokhust Lords.
Absolutely love them. The last ability he's got is obviously the faction ability, so he's got reanimation protocols, so regain D3 wounds back to the unit at the end of in the command phase.
Yeah, really good. Stratagems wise, there's actually 3 of them that I really like to use with this unit because again, alongside this guy, you won't be playing him by himself typically. You'll be basically pairing him with the Lokhust Lords, not Lokhust Lords, the Lokhust Destroyers and the Heavy Destroyers. So when you use these stratagems, you're primarily wanting to be using it on the entire squad because this unit gives extra buffs to them, and then on top of the stratagems, it's unreal.
Yeah, we're getting into, it's not quite like top tier wombo combo, but it's very, very strong.
It's really
it's
good.
not far off, is it?
Surprisingly good, which I think is the key bit
Yeah.
there. But we'll jump straight into the stratagems and which ones I use. So starting off with the Insanities
Aya.
Couldn't
Yes.
pronounce that there for a second. So this is in the Annihilation Legion. Can't say that word. Annihilation Legion.
Yeah.
I shall get there. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has shot. You target one destroyer cult or flayed ones. Always in my heart. Unit from your army that has one or more models destroyed by the attacks. The effect is your unit can make a normal move, but must end that move as close as possible to that enemy unit.
Yes, so this is in 40k competitive terms, this is commonly known as a blood surge, isn't it? Because that's what it's called for World Eaters.
Exactly.
So they shoot you, they kill one of your models, your destroyers get more angry and move even closer to them.
Exactly. It's probably worth mentioning that since these guys don't have a good melee profile, the reason why I like this one for is you want to keep them safe. So as long as you move half an inch closer, then you've done the objective. So all you need to do is basically move them in. So if this squad's going to get shot quite a bit, use the stratagem to get them somewhere safe.
Yeah, you have
That's
to.
how I play it.
You have to move as close as possible. But what you're looking at is those instances where there's like some cover in between you and that unit. That can make a difference.
It can,
and it's a top tier play in my opinion. Like it's not something I would ever think about doing, but I'm going to consider it now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good generalship, which is usually beyond me.
The next one is again a very nice one, the Masks of Death. Lovely name in this legion. So again, it's the Annihilation Legion. Your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its target, one destroyer cult or flayed ones unit from your army that was selected as a target, or one or more of the attacks. The effect is until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets your unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. So again, it just makes this unit harder to kind of take down.
Yes.
You know, if you've got, again, the blob of you could take up to 7 in the squad, 6 units total. And then just having that extra, you want them alive. So making it harder to hit is just so good for me.
Yeah, if it's one of those get out of jail ones for me, because if I've misplayed a unit slightly and my opponent's got an angle that I hadn't considered, or they deep strike something in and forgotten about whatever, and they're like, oh no. So this is my get out of jail card, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even against those like indirect fire things, it's really good to make it harder to hit. Great. We'll cover the last one real fast. The Spore of Frailty. Again, in the Annihilation Legion, you can probably see a little trend with my favorite stratagems. So basically, this is in your shooting phase or fight phase. You target one destroyer cult or flayed one's unit. The effect is until the end of the phase, each time a model from your unit makes an attack that targets a unit below starting strength, you add 1 to the hit roll. If the target is below half strength, you add 1 to the wound roll as well. So this basically, so typically the Lokhust, heavy Lokhust destroyers and the just normal destroyers, they hit on freeze. So going from freeze to 2s in this unit is unreal. And again, they've got lethals, and with this other guy, they've also got the lethals on 5s.
Yes.
Unreal ability. Unreal.
Yeah, the Lokhust heavy destroyers with the Gauss, I think they've got heavy, so if they stand still, they can hit on 2s. But what this gives you is the freedom to move to get those get your line of sight, get your angle. I like that a lot.
Definitely.
And I guess that also stacks with the first one, Insanity's Ire, where you're re-rolling.
Well, the good thing about the Lokhust Lords, not the Lokhust Lords, sorry, the Lokhust destroyers, they have built-in rerolls of 1s.
Sorry, it's not Insanity's Ire. It's it's the built-in ability, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're targeting an enemy that's below half strength, it stacks with that.
Exactly. Yeah. But the Lokhust destroyers also can reroll hit rolls of 1. Yeah. And if they're on the objective, you reroll the entire hit roll.
Oh, right. Sometimes you don't need that.
You don't need this one.
Fantastic.
But if they're not an objective, then pop this, getting them extra ones through.
Good.
Which is lovely. Which is absolutely lovely. Perfect. Well, they're the stratagems, which I think, again, I'm a bit heavy-handed on the Annihilation Legion because I just think it's such a good.
You're a champion of this one.
I am.
It doesn't get a lot of competitive play, but you think there's a bit more play in it.
I think it does well.
Didn't you get a do quite well at a tournament with
it? I think I don't know. I think I came pretty high up in the tournament. To be fair, with the I think because there was 2 other Necron players in that one playing the Hypercrypt one and the Canoptic one, and I managed to come ahead of those ones, and they were playing very good lists as well. Yeah. So coming ahead of them in a legion that no one uses, I was very happy. Yeah, I was very happy with. Perfect. Well, look, that's the stat blocks. They're the stratagems. How do we play them down? Best ways to play.
So we just talked about Annihilation Legion, but I think there's you can also run them in the Hypercrypt detachments.
Yeah.
Run a Lokhust Lord with a Risen Tyrant enhancement and 3 heavy destroyers with the Enmitic Exterminators.
Yes.
Which is the anti-infantry gun.
Correct.
Which gets an absolute, it's like orc levels of dice that you're rolling here. Loads of dice.
Crazy number of dice.
I will run through it very briefly for you, but it gives you 36 shots hitting on 3s with full rerolls because if you've hypercrypted the unit in that turn, and sustained hits on 5, so you're getting even more hits.
Correct.
So and they're strength 6, and you're also getting to reroll wound rolls of 1 if you're targeting anything apart from a monster or vehicle, which you should be because these are infantry killers, really, aren't they?
Exactly.
They'll put some work in against some mounted like light mounted units as well, but basically they're infantry killers.
Absolutely infantry killers.
So you're getting 36 shots hitting on 3s of full rerolls. If you've hypercrypted in that turn, then you are getting a serious amount of hits.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because again, you get to reroll all the hit rolls, which again is unreal because you're basically fishing for those 5s because you want those sustains. So basically just fish for 5s.
Yeah,
and
fish for 5s.
Get loads of hits through.
When Orc loads of Orc boys was the meta. This was the answer, wasn't it? Because you can delete a unit of 20 with those.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head how many 20 boys are, but 20 boys plus a knob, that's probably going to be leading them.
Yeah.
Probably about 200 points, I'd probably say, because based off the Necron ones, they're 200 points base, plus a Lord, that's 200 odds. So, and then for this unit, which is probably going to cost about 100, 200 points.
Yeah,
just
over 200 points, yeah.
So taking out a unit that's equal to, if not more, what it's worth.
Yeah, they're probably slightly, you're probably, Orc boy unit's probably slightly less, but just you need to, the only way to beat those Orc lists when they've got like 120 boys on the table or something is you've got to take a unit out per turn. And if you can do that do most of the work with just one unit here, then that puts you in a very strong position.
Yeah. So good.
So I really, really like that one. But there's other ways as well to run them, isn't there?
There is. So Secret Source.
Yeah, I love it.
I almost ran out of names, so I was like, Secret Source. I'll call it the Secret Source. So this is one I do in my game. Now I run the Annihilation Legion because it's very dear to my heart. But yeah, the Annihilation Legion, basically I keep this squad in reserve. I don't have them on the table.
Right.
I want them to be this little punchback. I want to let the opponent get close to me to basically punch them harder. In the game, not in real life. I just want to make this nice and clear. But basically, so you let your opponent basically come up the board early game to kind of steal those objectives or steal them. But then what you basically do is you bring out 6 Lokhust Destroyers, giving them full rerolls. So again, the Lokhust Destroyers, when they're on the objective, Lokhust Destroyers get full rerolls.
So if the opponent's on the objective, Lokhust Destroyers get full rerolls against them.
So you bring them on from reserves. Absolutely unreal. So basically you get full rerolls, lethals, I shall go through it. So this is going to give them a full squad of 6, is going to give you 16 attacks, hitting on 2s, lethals on 5s. You got full rerolls when you're on an objective, strength 5, -2 AP and 2 damage a pop. So that's very good.
Yes.
Very, very good. Considering that'll be basically marine poppers. But also, I wouldn't kind of single it out to be marine killers. With the lethals, you can pretty much go against knights. You can pretty much go against for any type of vehicles because you're fishing for them 5s.
Fishing for 5s on lethals is fantastic, and that AP2 is pretty tasty. I really like that a lot.
Depending on what unit I'm going against. If I'm going against a unit like I don't know, some chaff units, I typically don't re-roll my rolls for the hit rolls. But if I'm going against a vehicle, even if I've hit, I always re-roll them anyways to fish for them 5s. Just because then I'll securely get them through. And -2 AP against most tanks, that's taking them to 5s, 6s saves.
You take most of 5s and Land Raider to 4s. Even then, you're going to put some damage, put some hurt on a Land Raider.
Pop. It's going to scare them a kind of
bit. I love it.
I really like that because again, it's that false sense of security. They've moved up the board thinking they're going to own it, and then you bring 2 squads, if not 3 squads of these in, then you're going to be popping. It's going to be good. And
interestingly, very rarely that you see them run with 3 heavies with the Gauss destructors because it doesn't add as much value that way.
No, I prefer running them single units because having a squad of 3 makes them a very big target. Whereas if you just run 3 like the Lokhust heavies singly, I think that's better because a full unit like a full Gravis tank shooting at that, could take out all 3, but having that force in the Space Marine Predator to split fire, you're gonna either worry them to be like, what if they survive, or at least securing 1 death per one. So that's why I don't do it.
Yeah, there's an argument to be had. We'll talk about this when we do the unit review. But like, you get the benefits of reanimation if you run them in threes. But fundamentally, you, as soon as your opponent gets enough big guns on them, it's going to delete that unit anyway.
They're going to be gone.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, I'm really interested to try them with the Mythic Exterminators. I normally run them with the Lokhust Destroyers, not the heavies. But one of our pals, the Necron legend Nick Beer, was saying that he absolutely loves them with the Mythic Exterminators as well. Yeah, he reckons it's the closest you get to the lethality of orc shooting.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah. That terrifies me. No, but probably worth mentioning that this the top one there about running them with the big gun that was recommended by one of the viewers out there. So thank you so much for commenting. Really do appreciate it. Keep up those comments.
Yes,
because. Funny enough, we actually read them all. We read every single one of them.
Much appreciated.
And it's very, very useful for us. So thank you. But yes, so that is the best ways of to play the unit. But on the reverse, Dan, how was the best to basically destroy the unit?
Yeah, I think anything that can bypass their toughness, because they're quite chunky. Anything that can bypass a toughness and armor save is good. So we'll talk mortal wounds and death wounds again. Yeah. If you can hurt them from a distance. Similarly, also they don't have an invuln, as you mentioned. The Lord himself will, but he can't give it to the unit. Correct. So again, your anti-tank guns are going to hurt these things. Yeah. Particularly if you're rolling decent on the damage. If you've got like D6+2 or D6+1, these have got 4 wounds each, haven't they? So you roll. You need a 3 on D6+1 to take.
For the heavy, the little ones have 3.
Yes. So the normal destroyers only have 3, so they're even easier to take out. Yeah.
So they will get through big AP weapons, and there's a lot of them out there. Big tanks can going trade for trade is tough, especially on the Lokhust on the Lokhust destroyers. Trade for trade against a Gravis tank, you might not do so well. So you might get popped back. So basically don't pop out basically for those ones. But the Gauss Destructors can take out a Gravis tank relatively easy. Yeah, flat 6 damage.
And I think combat's an interesting one. Once in combat, if the Lord can't take out what's charging, then the unit will struggle. The Lord, as we mentioned, has a little bit of melee punch if you equip him with the blade, which is we think is the right thing to do.
Yes, I think
gives you a little bit of punch back. I would also suggest that it might be worth precisioning him, like using the strats to take him out in melee. Before, so he can't clap back.
Correct.
Because once he's gone and you've tied the others up, then they'll just have to fall back.
Exactly.
Or you will rinse them, won't you?
Yeah, exactly. The only thing saving this unit against that is literally the amulet, the Nine Scarab amulet.
Yes.
For giving them the 5 feel no pain.
Yes.
But I typically run the Resurrection Orb. I don't know about you. Do you?
Always the orb. Yeah, I've never tried the feel no pain.
Yeah, it's because you're bringing this unit, this Lokhust Lord, to buff the unit.
Yes.
So bringing the Nano Scarab amulet, it kind of feels like, you're not giving more buffs to the unit. You want, because in theory this could bring up 2 Lokhust Lords, 2 Lokhust Destroyers back on the field.
Yes, if you roll hot.
Yeah. Which easily done. Well, actually,
4 up.
4 up. Yeah. So
that's hot for me.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But I think that's a better play. Bring the Resurrection Orb against this.
And again, you precision him out before he gets to use the orb. That's what you want to try and do.
You definitely do.
Trying to snipe him out because of his 4 up invuln is difficult. I mean, precisioning him out with melee can be difficult, but you get enough attacks in there, you will take him down.
Oh, easily. Easily.
So he's overall. I think you can tell we think he's incredible value for the points. If you are not a fan of Annihilation Legion, as we've just touched on, there is definitely play with these guy leading destroy the Lokhust units in Hypercrypt is a really good one. Yeah, but also I think probably in Awakened is not bad because you're getting a +1 to hit. And all
their built-in abilities on their data slates support themselves. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if you're not using Lokhust Lords,
why aren't you? Well, tell me in the comments.
Probably because you can't get them from GW.
That is also very true.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got some, and then I think I was at a tournament coming up, and the whenever you order stuff off GW, I think it was when it's like made to order.
Yes,
they give you like between now and like 365 days.
It was literally a year lead time, up to a year. Yeah.
So mine took 4 months to come. So use that knowledge as you will. But it wasn't in time for my tournament, so I had to eventually just 3D print them, which I've now glued them on to use, and now I'm stuck with 3 Lokhust conversion kits. So I'm not selling them because I like them, but it sucks.
Yeah, but look into 3D prints if you can't find them, because they are a unit that we heartily recommend.
Yeah, or just use like the Lords, like an Overlord Scythe. You can use that. definitely worth it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, a bit of kit bashing.
Yeah.
Good. As always, thank you to everyone that contributed. We'll whack your names on the screen now. And if you didn't contribute to the next one. In the meantime, thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. It's meaning a lot to the channel at the moment, which is helping us grow at a really nice rate, which we're very grateful for.
Definitely.
And we'll be back soon with another video.
Thanks so much.